slide is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you all have got that material I have sent to you, that symptomatology. So that symptoms produced by two types of nematodes. I told you in all the plant parasitic nematodes, only 5 to 10% they infect the upper part. That is the whatever the seeds like leaves, stems, branches, flowers. So some nematodes are above ground feeders and that have the capacity to live in stress condition. Like in above ground plant, they may get stressed by wind or water or temperature. So they have developed some survival strategy like dormancy and other so many survival strategies nematodes got. So in that case, Anguina, Applancoids, and species of Applancoids are there. So they produce the symptoms on the above ground plant parts. So these two types of nematodes they produce different symptoms. Like the symptoms produced by above ground feeders, that is Anguina, Applancoids, and Dictyolencus. So some Dictyolencus species are plant parasitic, some Dictyolencus species are fungal feeders. Now the nematodes which are mostly found in the soil that are below ground feeders. So below ground feeders when they feed on the roots they can produce symptoms on the above ground parts like in above ground parts the symptoms produced are three types of symptoms. Okay, that you may have just open your material that I have sent you that produced by above ground feeders and produced by below ground feeders. So below ground feeders, if they feed on roots, they can produce the above ground symptoms like stunting, yellowing and wilting. Why? Because they feed on the roots and because of root feeding on the roots get destroyed and they can't be able to suck the water and nutrients from the soil. So because of that, there is retardation in the development, and because of less nutrient, they got malnourished. So they look like malnourished. They look just as there is less nutrient in the soil, and in the daytime they wilt. Why there is wilting? Because they cannot take the water from the roots. So there is wilting. So these three types of symptoms, when you see in any field that the crops are wilted, crops are dwarfed, means at some places crops are dwarfed, at some places it is in normal condition. And in some plants where there are very dark growth, the plants go yellowing means the leaves are yellow. It's not well. It's called not properly developed. So that may be because of nematodes. So it may be because of nutritional deficiency in the soil, and that nutritional deficiency may be because of nematode feeding. So that can be doubted as nematode symptoms. So in this figure you can see that this is a crop field where you can see that in patches there are no growth. Some very less growths are there at some places, very less means a dark growth is there. So these can be symptoms of below ground feeders in the. Now see here, in row there are crops. Okay, this is the Rajma crop. So you can see these two rows have very well developed crop, proper development is there, and density
The
is
slides are not changing.
again just wait. Now,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. So here is written because in Hindi because we take the same slide to the farmers training. So if somebody could not understand, this is Lachan and symptoms. So symptoms, you can see the leaves become yellow. Okay, here the leaves in the healthy plants, the leaves are normal green color, and this is, you can see there is a sparse growth. Very less plants are there. Their development is not so good, and leaves become yellow. Then the below ground symptoms. Okay, below ground symptoms caused by below ground feeders. So below ground feeders, what they form the symptoms? So it is listed here, that is root galls, reduced root system, stubby root, coarse root, root lesions, rods of fleshy parts, excessive root branching. Okay, so you can see here, these are the padding roots. I told you in Melidogyne there are many species like Melidogyne incognita, Melidogyne graminicola, Melidogyne javanica, Melidogyne erinaria, Melidogyne hapla, and there are so many species, more than 30 to 40 species are there in Melidogyne. But these four to five species, they are very important. Only the Graminicola is a pest of Gramini family. You can see here, this is the Melatogen graminicola infection in paddy. If the infection is there, the terminal part, this terminal part of root becomes hook-like, swell, and if the infection is in middle, this middle part is swollen, and you can see, is it clear? Slide is visible, Jyoti.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can see there are many roots coming out from this part. So this is one of the symptoms, because the nematodes secrete enzymes, and that is the growth enzymes. Because of that, the cells size become larger, and because of cell size, larger cell size, these knots are formed. And because of that growth hormones, the small rootlets, they are coming out. Many rootlets are coming out. And when you tease this uh, gall, you can see here, this is the female. This is the large female taken in the microscope. This picture is taken in microscope. So see carefully. This is the female, round shape. This is its neck, and this female lays eggs on the root surface. When you stain with a chemical, it's called acid fusin, which is red in color, and that is boiled with lactophenol. Lactophenol is a preparation with lactic acid, phenol, and glycerol with water, and that is used for lab reagent. And that stain is in powder form. So when you boil with the root with this chemical, we just add 1% of this acid fusin powder, and that uh, retains this color. So after that, when you clear it in pure lactophenol, nematodes get stained, but the roots do not get stained. So when you observe under microscope, you will see that the nematodes are clearly visible, and these are the eggs. I told you one female can produce more than 400 to 500 eggs at one time in her whole life cycle. So these are the eggs, and some eggs are hatched inside. So you can see some thread-like structure are here, very small thin-like structure. These are the second stage juvenile that are hatched from the eggs. Okay, these are, you can see here also. So many nematodes are there, and this Graminicola has high laying capacity than the incognita or javanica. So if you tease the paddy plant under microscope, you can see more than 500 eggs here. Okay, just wait, someone is. Please join at right time, schedule time. Then I told you the cyst nematode. Cyst nematodes are the dead females and which is very host specific. So if the cyst nematode is attacking on mage, it is called Heterodera G. If it is attacking on pulses, it is called Heterodera Kazani. And there are so many species, but unlike Melidogyne is polyphagous. So Melidogyne incognita is feeding on pulses, all oil seeds, all vegetables, and the fruit trees. Everywhere Melidogyne incognita can feed. But the cyst nematode, they are host specific, means they need only their host. If the host is not available, they live in the soil in the form of cyst. And this cyst is nothing but it is a female nematode. And when they produce eggs, they retain their eggs inside their body and their cuticle becomes very hard and they remain in the soil until they get a new host. So when they get the new host, the roots of the host secrete some secretion and they sense their secretion and after that these nematodes hatch from their eggs and then again infect the host roots. So you can see when you tease this cyst, this is a Kazani. Actually, the cyst of different nematodes have different shape, and these have some um, it is a just like a separation in one side, that is on ventral side, and the dorsal side is more round. So when you tease, you can see there are so many eggs embedded with the gelatinous matrix. Gelatinous matrix, I told you, when the nematodes lay eggs, they are embedded in some liquid part that is very sticky part to protect the eggs from the environment. So that part is also
Excuse me,
visible.
ma'am.
Yes.
स्लाइड चेंज नहीं हो रही है मैम.
तो मैं इतना पढ़ा लेती हूँ उसके बाद बोलती हूँ, पहले बोला करो नाउ.
सिस्ट दिख रहा है मैम. सिस्ट निमेटोड.
Cyst is visible.
यस मैम.
Now you can see the cyst and when you tease it, the nematode eggs and with the matrix, it is coming out. This slide is
Yes, ma'am.
visible.
Yes, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am.
हाँ बोलो.
Ma'am, what was the name of the nematode species that affect maize and pulses?
और मुझे पता नहीं चल रहा क्या बोल रहे हो.
मैम, जो cyst nematode मेज और pulses को अफेक्ट करते हैं उनके क्या नाम थे मैम?
मेज में
हाँ,
मुझे
मेज और
तुम्हारी
pulses.
आवाज जो है ना ब्लर हो रही है. कैन यू राइट ऑन चैट बॉक्स? Whenever you need some clarification, you just write on chat box. I will see and answer you. Now this slide is visible.
यस मैम.
Earheads. This is wheat earheads. Okay. You can see here 4 earheads are there. So can you tell which earhead is diseased and which is healthy? This is caused by Anguina triticale. Anguina, I told you, it is the paste of wheat
Ma'am, your voice is not clear.
is a healthy one. You can see here no loose grains are there, and here all the three are diseased part. Okay, they are loosely held, and their length is also shorter than the original, this healthy one. So what happens here? This Anguina triticale, this is a very large nematode, and they are coiled. So when they infect, actually they also remain in soil. You can see here in these both pictures. Here the healthy grains are there, healthy wheat seeds. गेहूं के दाने हैं ना. ये this is healthy one and this is diseased one. So when this diseased seed is uh, sown with this healthy one, so one diseased seed, this is called seed gall. So seed gall is having, one seed gall is having more than 20,000. You can see here if you tease the seed balls in water. So first you have to soak the seeds. So overnight, रात भर उसको पानी में आप छोड़ दो. This become very hard. So you have to soak it in water. So after that, in the morning, when you tease with needle under microscope, you can see many nematodes are coming out. You can see here, these all thread-like parts are nematodes, which are second stage juveniles, which are coming out from the eggs. So if one seed is mixed with the healthy seed, and when the farmers sow with this healthy seed, so with the water in the soil, they swell and release the juveniles, and that infect the wheat roots. So what happened when these nematodes infect the wheat roots? They feed in the uh, ectoparasitically, means not from the inside the cell, from outside the cell. And when the plant, you can see here, the plants give the earheads, they crawl with the leaves to the earheads, and when the earheads form grains, they enter inside the earhead in the grains. When they are milking stage, they feed on the grains and multiply themselves, and 2 to 3 generations in this crop. So in place of the healthy seeds, these seeds become like this, and these are called seed balls. And if you tease the immature seed, that is first they look like green seeds, and then they become dark, first brown and then black. So you can observe these seeds under microscope. So you can see many nematodes inside that seed. Okay. So this is the very critical, very damaging nematode, and this is having a very high survival strategy because they live on the upper part of the, on the shoot part, on the earhead part of the plant. So they need some survival strategy because sometimes they don't get some enough water to live. Okay, so this is also host specific because they need only wheat and barley. Otherwise, they don't infect the other crop. So understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, pulses on pulses and gram, both are same. It is Heterodera caseni. Heterodera caseni. Okay. On maize it is Heterodera G. Heterodera G. Now you understand this disease? Seed gall. You can see the material I have sent to you, that is the seed produced by above ground feeders. In that you may have seen that seed galls. Okay, and one is written as crinkled or distorted stems and foliage. This is the same symptoms caused by angular TTC. Actually, when
Excuse me, ma'am. Slide not change.
I have kept this one only, this wheat seed. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Just to tell you that the another symptom, that is crinkled or distorted stems and foliage. So you have seen that is, it is also the same nematode which is producing these symptoms. In the vegetative part means when they infect the young roots, the younger plants, if it is infected by that nematode, that Anguina nematode, the leaves become, you can see in field, wheat field, if you go in wheat field, just see that 2 to 3 symptoms are in vegetative phase, like the infected plants become more greenish, means जो इन्फेक्टेड प्लांट होगा वो ज़्यादा हरा दिखेगा बाकी नॉर्मल प्लांट से, ठीक है, ये ज़्यादा हरा हो जाता है. देन व्हाट हैपेंस, मोर नंबर ऑफ टिलर्स. If it is infected, they have more tillers, and if it is infected, the leaves become crinkled. Leaves को बोलते हैं हिंदी में किकुड़ जाना. That leaves become crinkled or distorted, and it is not straight. Means in wheat and paddy, what happens? They are graminea family, so there are many more tillers. हिंदी में कल्ला बोलते हैं कि when you plant one seedling, then after some time there may be more than 10 or 15 cones they are coming out. So if the plant is infected with in the roots with this Anguina triticale, they don't they don't come in straight form. They just uh, become slightly curved like from the soil. Okay, so these are the symptoms of Anguina triticale. Now, this is paddy crop. Is it visible? This paddy crop symptoms?
Yes, ma'am.
So you can see here, actually in paddy, I told you Ditilencus, Anguina and Aplancoids. These are the ectoparasitic nematodes that is feeding on the part of the crop. So here these are the symptoms of Ditilencus. Ditilencus, and this is the um, late stage infection, and these are the early stage infection. So Ditilencus angustus, actually the name is Ditilencus angustus. I should write in chat box. Ditilencus angustus. Rohan Kumar Jha, you are joining now. Ditilencus angustus, and it is causing Ufra disease. This is called Ufra disease of paddy. Okay. So when it is discovered, so because of their shape, it is called Ufra, and it is very common in paddy growing areas like Assam, Odisha. In Assam, it is very much visible everywhere when you plot this earhead portion and just open the upper leaf and keep in water, these nematodes will come out. So these are called Ditilencus angustus, and when they infect in early season, then the earheads don't open. You know, जब बालियां जब निकलती है तो लास्ट वाली पत्ती बड़ी होती है जिसके अंदर वो बंद होती है, और वो पत्ती निकलती है तो उसको लेमना बोलते हैं, और इसके बाद ये बालियां निकलती है. So if the nematode infects, then this earhead will not open. So this is a different situation. And if it infects at the late stage, so only the uh, long needle-like stage is there, no earheads, nothing is there. Sorry, this is early stage when there is no earhead, and this is late stage. And because of different symptoms by the same nematode, and these both are Ufra disease, but these symptoms are some different. So named, this is Solan Ufra because they look like Solan part. So this is Solan Ufra, and this is Ripe Ufra. RIP, ripe. Okay. Now this is what I told you. This is some nematodes are semi-endoparasites. So these are the citrus nematode. which are having one third part inside, that is neck part, and the posterior part becomes swollen to uh, lay eggs. Okay, so when you freeze it, when you take out this nematode, so these are the female nematodes, these are the eggs and the juveniles. You can see one here, one here, two nematodes are here. So in this way, the slide is visible. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, ma'am.
So now you can see these are the citrus nematode. So here the females are clinging around the root surface. Their one third part is inside, and these are the roots stained by in that acid fusin stain. And when you see the roots, this is the healthy root and this is the diseased root. So you can see there, this is the fibrous root and well developed roots are here, and this is the less roots which are diseased one. And when you cut the roots through the nematode part, you can see their neck is coming through the cells to the inside part, the innermost part, and it is very long. The neck becomes very long. This is root nodes that is caused by Melandogyne species. It may be Javanica, Hapla, Erinaria, Incognita, or other nematodes, other species. So what happens? These four species, in these four species, Hapla is found in temperate regions where there are cool temperature, where you can find Hapla. And if the temperature is very high, like in tropical countries, Erinaria is found. And this Javanica and Incognita, they are found everywhere, like in tropical and semi-tropical countries. And Graminicola is especially for the Gramini family, that is paddy and wheat. So mostly the paddy are infected with Meladog and Graminicola, but sometimes it may be seen on wheat also. Now the another symptom caused by Leishmaniella oryzae. Okay, just I want to write to you. Leishmaniella oryzae. It is also called paddy root rot nematode. So when they infect, you can get that. When you see this type of nematode, you can get in paddy field. These are very common nematode, very large nematode, very easily identifiable nematode that are commonly found in the paddy field. Because generally, this flooded condition is not beneficial for the nematode development, because nematode is an animal, so they need water and air. And in flooded condition, the water is there, but the air is not there, so they don't survive. But this Leishmaniella oryzae has developed some system that they can survive in that paddy flooded condition. And you can see these three are the diseased roots of paddy caused by this Leishmaniella oryzae, and this is the healthy part. You can see the normal root development is here, and here the roots are scorched. It's like scorched. So these are the reduced root system. You can see in below ground symptoms caused by the below ground fever, that is root call, you have already seen. Reduced root system. Now these are the reduced root system. Here also this is the Ophrah disease, you can see clearly here. These are the Ophrah disease, Solen Ophrah. The ear heads are intact here and it is not opened. And this is the field view where the symptoms you can see the normal growth is not there, lips are yellow and the tears are not very good. So these are the symptoms of nematode disease which are causing on the roots, infection on the roots, and because of that root infection the plants become dwarf and yellow. Now this is the symptom caused by Aplancourt's bacilli. Okay? And Aplancourt's bacilli, also called white tip nematode. Okay, so Aplancourt's bacilli, what we have written here, it is also a ectoparasitic feeder nematode that are occurring on the shoot part, and because of their feeding, the tip part of the leaves of paddy they become white, and this is called, the symptom is called white tip disease, and the nematode is called white tip nematode. Okay. Now you can see these symptoms you have already seen. Again, the another crop. This is paddy. It is heavily infested with root knot nematode. So in paddy, what type of nematodes you have seen? Hirschmaniella oryzae, then Meladog graminicola, and then Ditelenchus angustus. So three types of nematodes you have seen in paddy. So here these two symptoms, these two figures showing the Meladog incognita symptom, that is the galling of roots. You can see the very small galls are there, because the roots are very less in paddy. The roots are very thin and delicate, so small galls are formed. So according to the root density, the galls are formed. Like in vegetables, you can see large galls, but in paddy roots, you can see small galls. Now these are the symptoms I have taken during my research. You can see these are the root system of paddy. You can see these are the galls. Here the roots are swollen, here the roots are swollen. And at the swollen part, you can see the small rootlets. They are coming out. This is the excessive root branching. And when I tease these roots, you can see these are not the stained roots. Okay. So because I recognize them, so I just teased, and you can see so many eggs are spreading here. And these small dark structures, they are females. These are small females because the roots are very thin, so females are also very thin. And you can see that there are so many eggs here spread it out, and very small thin like structure in between the eggs. You can see these are the second stage juveniles which are coming out of the eggs. Here you can see the large females, very large females. So these are the females of banana root. Because the banana roots are fleshy, these nematodes, these are the Meladogine incognita. Here in paddy, Meladogine graminicola. So here you can see the size of Meladogine incognita, and these are the eggs. It is called egg mass at one place. When the one female produce the eggs at one place, this is called egg mass. In the field view, this is the field view of nematode attack. Here you can see these are these 5 to 6 rows. They have very less growth, very small plants are there. Here the roots are having large balls, small and large balls. When many balls form at one place, they merge together. They form to form the large balls. Here the one healthy roots and other is the bald root. Are you able to see this slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In this case, you can see the potatoes are here, and they all are infected with Melatogain incognita. And you can see these are the actually the potato tuber is not the root; it is the shoot. Uh, then what happens? These infect because these nematodes live in soil. These infect on the upper part. So when you cut this potato, you will find the nematodes on the upper layer. But they reduce the quality of this potato. These potatoes you cannot sell at anywhere because they got rotten because of nematode infection. Here this is the uh, carrot root. You can see the carrot root divided into so many rootlets, and the small root balls are here. And this, whenever you see any carrot which is not a single and is bifurcated into so many roots, so these are the infection of Melatogain incognito. Okay. So here also in different fields you can see these are pulses crops having the field symptoms like patchy growth, and in the roots small balls. Here also the same thing. In different crops, these are the different pulses. These are the pigeon pea. This is also the pigeon pea. This is moon crops. You can see the yellowing part. These are the roots ball. Here also the root balls are there. Then the pigeon pea plants infested with C. This is Heterodella kazani. These are white cysts. They come out after maturing. So you can see small bead-like structure, and they can be seen through your naked eye when you minutely see. Here also the cyst nematodes on moonbeam crop. You can see cyst nematodes are there. Okay, so these are the symptoms. Now the another symptom which are called the lesion symptoms. In your list, the below ground symptoms are root lesions. So here you can see the roots are. Here the roots you can see the roots are having black colored structure. Yes, these roots become black. Okay, so if these roots are infected with Pretalenchus species, Pretalenchus means these are migratory endoparasites, means they live inside the roots but they migrate from one cell to another cell. So wherever they feed, they form black colored structure, means because of their feeding, the roots become rotten like structures. And so the symptoms is called lesion, and the nematode is called lesion nematodes. So these all are because of the Pretalenchus species, and these are the chickpea plants showing the lesion nematodes infection. See here, this is another species of Aplanquoids. Aplanquoids rhizmabosae. Aplanquoids rhizmabosae. Aplanquoids rhizmabosae. So Aplanquoids rhizmabosae, they cause symptoms on the chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum plant. So when you see chrysanthemum leaves, they are having these type of spots. It means the nematodes are attacking this plant. So these are the chrysanthemum leaves. These are the different leaves. But these are the symptoms of Aplanquoids. Rhismibosai. Here also the same thing. Then red ring disease. Actually, this nematode is not causing directly this disease. It is transmitted by an insect. Okay, and then when the this plant, when you cut this plant, you will find one ring, one red ring is there. Okay, so this nematode cause this type of disease. This is red ring disease caused by uh, it is insect parasite nematode. Actually, it is not insect parasite. The role of insect is just to carry this nematode from one disease plant to the healthy plant. Then this is symptom of Rhabdophilus similis. Rhabdophilus, this is also just like Retilentus, which is migratory endoparasite nematode, and it interacts with other plant pathogens like Fusarium oxysporum. Fusarium oxysporum is causing wilting in many of the plants, and when it interacts with nematode, nematodes, plant parasitic nematodes have stylets. So when they puncture the plant cells, so because of that wound attract the fungus present in the soil. So Fusarium now, because it is getting easy access to the plant root, now they are causing severe diseases, and because of that disease, these roots become very weak, and the whole plant, whole banana leaf, they topple down. It is also called banana toppling disease, and it is very common where the banana root zone is, banana cultivated zone is there, like in Bihar, Purnia, Sarsa. Many plants are planted. थोड़ा क्लास ले रहे हैं 5 मिनट actually. So these are the banana toppling disease caused by Rhabdophilus similis, and this is the Aplanchoids, Composticola, Aplanchus aveni, and Ditylenchus myceliophagus. These three are mushroom nematodes, which are feeding on the mushroom spawn. You see, this mushroom spawn run is completely white here, and here it is in patches, and some composts are open, some compost doesn't have the white type of structure. This white is mycelium of mushroom. So because of this fungal feeding nematodes, mushroom nematodes, these are having. So you can see here, these are the microscopic view of the fungal feeders. This Aplanchus, this is Aplanchus solubi. This fungal feeder and causes this mycelium of this mushroom. This is also feeding on the mushroom mycelium. This is Ditylenchus mycelium. I told you Ditylenchus and that is feeding on paddy plant, and this is Ditylenchus myceliophagus. It is having stylet, but it is fungal feeder. So it is feeding on the fungus, that is mushroom fungus. So these are all about your nematode symptoms. Okay. So anyone want to just 1 minute? In the list, you have seen that produced by everground filters, that is dead or devitalized bird. Dead or devitalized bird is the symptom produced by Aplanchoids, Aplanchoids rhismibosai that I have shown you on chrysanthemum. So it also caused the bird. On the bird, the infection is there. The flower bud, chrysanthemum, it is a flower. So when there is an infection, the bud did not open. The bud will not open, and this is called dead or devitalized bud. Okay, and in strawberry, Aplanchoids frageri is there. So Aplanchoids frageri is causing the same thing in strawberry plant. Wrinkled or distorted stem, I told you. Seed wall, I told you. Necrosis means that is caused by Rhabdophilus similis. That is Rhabdophilus similis on banana. I have shown you. that Rhidophilus similis accept banana, causing diseases on other plantation trees like black pepper, then areca tree, and all the other plantation trees. Then discoloration, I have shown you that red ring disease, that is not normal color. Leaf lesions, that is caused by Petalancus. I have shown you leaf galls. So some Anguina species have produced galls on the leaves. So that are the symptoms of leaf gall that I have not shown you, but they produce on galls on the leaves. Then above symptoms I have shown you. In below ground symptoms caused by below ground feeder, that root cause you have seen, reduced root system you have seen. Stubby root and coarse root I have not shown you, but that stubby root and coarse root, in stubby root the lateral roots, they are fed by the nematodes, so the roots become very stub like. Stub means kuta. Kuta, you know, and when you keep any animal with some stick, खूटा समझ रहे हो ना, जो हिंदी जानते हैं. So a stub is just like a khuta, means very small roots having very thick structure. And coarse root means many roots are coming out at from one place, that you have seen in Meladolium gramicola also, but it is generally the symptom of uh, Velanolemmas, that is ectoparasites. Root lesions you have seen by Petalancus species. Rods of fleshy part, that is in onions and garlics, that are not a problem of India, it is a problem of foreign countries. But in potato, I have shown you that rods of fleshy parts. Then excessive root branching you have seen in paddy. Okay. So from my side, symptomatology is all you have done. If you want to ask any question, not now. If you want any time, you can post your question on WhatsApp group. So I will answer you. So in exam, you should not be confused. And in next class, I will tell you the biology. So tomorrow, I may not be available for the on the schedule class. So I may take in the evening or on Sunday at any time. Okay. So just register the attendance, Jyoti and Rohit.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.